Today is the second day of 2026. Every new year, we look for a map to guide us. But to find our way forward, we must look at a journey that took place 25 centuries ago. This is not a lesson, it is a chronicle of a people who lost their world, lived in a wasteland, and witnessed the impossible. This is the story of the Great Exile. In the year 586 BC, the horizon of Jerusalem turned black, not from clouds, but from the dust of the Babylonian army. King Nebuchadnezzar's war machines hammered at the gates for months. Inside, there was no food, only fear. When the walls finally breached, the sound was deafening. The great temple, the golden heart of the city, was stripped of its treasures and set ablaze. The survivors watched from the hills as the smoke of their lives drifted into the sky. They were no longer citizens, they were captives. Then began the long walk. Thousands of men, women, and children were chained together. They were forced to walk 700 miles across the scorching Syrian desert. Many did not survive the heat or the exhaustion. Those who reached the Euphrates River found themselves in Babylon, a city of towering blue gates and strange gods. They were settled in labor camps by the Chebar River. They sat in the mud, hung their harps on willow trees, and refused to sing. They were a nation in a graveyard. 10 years passed, then 20, then 50. A whole generation was born in Babylon who had never seen the hills of home. They only knew the brick pits and the canals of their captors. The elders told stories of the old days, of Moses and the Red Sea, but to the young, these were just ghosts. The desert between them and their home was too vast, too dry, and guarded by the strongest empire on earth. To escape was a death sentence. To stay was to slowly disappear. But history was moving in the shadows. To the east, a new power was rising, Persia. The Babylonians laughed behind their thick walls, believing they were invincible. But in the midst of this stagnant exile, the prophet Isaiah's scrolls began to circulate among the captives. The scrolls spoke of a new thing. They spoke of a road appearing where there was only sand and water springing up in the driest canyons. The exiles looked at the horizon, waiting for a sign they couldn't yet see. In a single night in 539 BC, the world changed. The Persian king Cyrus diverted the waters of the Euphrates River and marched his army into Babylon under the city gates. The invincible empire fell without a battle. The captives woke up the next morning to a new master, but Cyrus was different. He didn't want slaves, he wanted a legacy. Cyrus issued a royal decree that stunned the ancient world. He ordered the gates to be opened. He gave the Jews back the gold vessels stolen from their temple and told them, "Go back, rebuild, the road is yours." Almost 50,000 people gathered their belongings. They stepped out into the same desert that had once been their prison. But this time it was different. They found oases they hadn't seen before. The journey that should have killed them became a victory march. They reached the ruins of Jerusalem, and though the city was in piles of stone, they sang. The new thing had happened. They were home.
That is the history of the exile. It tells us that no matter how long the winter or how dry the desert, the road home eventually opens. As we navigate the unknown days of 2026, remember the people of the Chibar River. They thought it was over, but the road was already being built beneath their feet. The story of the past is the promise for your future. The gates are open. The road is waiting. Happy New Year. Walk on.